Welcome back to more Tenchu.
Thieves and mountain bandits have joined forces to prey on local farmers. They lurk in an abandoned village. Attack them by daylight when the bandits are gone and the thieves are sleeping.
Yes, Master.
You will notice a very stark difference between Ricky Maru and Ayami. And as we go ahead and get started with this level, I feel like I should actually explain, since I'm going to call this a walkthrough, the mechanics of this game, and this will help you out since you haven't played it before. You probably figured out most of it already. The life bar is pretty self-explanatory there in the left-hand corner. You've also got that circle with a question mark. The bigger the question mark, the closer somebody is to you, as well as there's a number on there that gives you an idea of how far away somebody is. It doesn't distinguish friend or foe. It just tells you if somebody's there. And when it's a question mark, it just means somebody's there. If there's a question mark and an exclamation point, that means they heard something, but they don't know what it is. And if you see an exclamation mark, they see you, but they don't know what you are. And then, of course, double exclamation mark, you will see that when we get to the boss. That means they got you. Hide your wife, hide your kids, hide your husband. They coming for you.
Woo, shit.
That's right. So we go through this level during the day and at night, once as Ricky and once as Ayami. We're doing that all in one video too.
That's right. And look at these lazy fucks just taking
I know.
every single one of them. Like,
Yeah, what the
who's
fuck? There's
supposed to be on lookout?
Yeah, there are a ton of them. I thought the thieves were supposed to be the ones asleep. Or, I don't know, whichever one we're not dealing with right now. I thought the other guys were supposed to be asleep.
I mean, seriously. I believe we're dealing with the thieves, considering the mission is called Gang of Thieves.
Ah, well, there you go.
Right.
I also added a track from an Xbox game, Tenchu Z, which I'm never going to play. I've seen Ty play it. I did not like it, so I won't be touching that one. However, it did have a soundtrack, so I figured I would pilfer some music from it to at least add some music to this game, because it's pretty bland otherwise in terms of sound.
The sightline / AI of the enemies seems suspect at best.
Yeah, it's yeah.
Bro is not keeping his head on a swivel.
No, he is not. You can exploit these enemies pretty well. It's nice. Good old PS1 jank.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sure there are some PS1 games with good AI for their enemies, but I can't think of one. Hey, here's another one.
Did that dude literally just fall over too when you like first saw him?
I think so.
Like, and I made it across the bridge, time for a nap.
Yeah, to be fair, that is nap worthy.
I did the thing.
However, you probably don't want to do that when a ninja's coming into your village to kill y'all.
Yeah. Oh, look at this guy. All
Yeah.
doing I'm bird watching.
That's right. Yeah, the controls in this game are a little bit looser than Stealth Assassins. I can't remember if I talked about this in the last video. In particular, the sidestep I accidentally do a lot because it's really easy to do.
As long as it doesn't actually hurt anything.
I'm surprised so far I haven't sidestepped into fire or other obstacles yet. You'll get that one with the next level.
Bro, the way he carries the sword is giving me a cramp.
Yeah, I never understood why they did that. That one is quite bizarre. And what I think is fun is this game uses the D-pad, and I remember I used to prefer the D-pad, even when analog sticks started being used. I still do that with certain types of games, like games that use tank controls.
In reality, all of us were used to using a D-pad.
Right?
So it was kind of like it felt more norm to use the D-pad.
Right. I don't want to say it feels weird to go back to, because I've been playing a lot of games that use a D-pad lately, but It's a little bit odd. Just gonna give you a little bit of chiropractic there.
You know, a little stretching back,
Yeah, you know, help him out a little bit.
a little spine alignment.
Yeah, Ricky, he's a helper.
Right.
Likes to help out whenever he can.
I'm just noting your lack of looking around, so I take it that there's not stuff to discover.
Not really. There are items you can find every now and again, but I've got enough in my inventory. I don't think I've showed off the inventory in this game, but whenever you go to start a mission, you'll get an inventory screen. As you pick up items in the environments, then you'll have access to them in your inventory. And you also gain more items the better rank you have when you complete a mission.
Right.
And when you get Grandmaster ranking, then you get a special item.
It is super generous with the I can't see you.
Yeah. These enemies are almost as blind as I am.
Right. These guys should be wearing like stormtrooper suits.
They're not firing a gun at nothing.
I agree, but they can't see shit.
No, please!
Ha 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 ha! Dance, woman!
Please stop!
I'll stop when you die! What? Who are you? The heavens demand retribution, and I will deliver it.
I don't think Jesus has anything to do with this one right now, Ricky. This was your
I don't
sensei.
see Zeus getting all mad about nothing.
He didn't God of War.
Boron, where are you when I need you?
Wait, please! Who are you?
I am a shadow. I have no name.
And there you go. Grandmaster ranking. As I've said before, that is my goal, to get Grandmaster rank in all of these levels. So let's go ahead and see what Ayame was doing in her mission.
Mountain bandits are hiding in an abandoned village near here. When night falls, you must chase the bandits away.
But, Master, bandits? They're filthy. Have you ever smelled one? Ick.
Ayame.
Just kidding. I'm going.
Yeah, no kidding.
Like, you know what I like to do? Send children to do adult work.
To be fair, because we did look into the ages of these characters and we couldn't find a specific age for them, just an age range.
Right.
I'm assuming mid to late teens was probably adult age during this time period in Japan. I would think. We're probably talking 14 or 1500s.
I mean, that's, I think, reasonable for the look that it's got going, yes.
Yeah, so does kind of make sense. At least he's not perving over them this time. So that's good. Just gonna feel a little prick there. That's all. Nothing.
Right.
Don't worry about it.
So these aren't the thieves? These are a different set of guys?
These are the bandits. They mentioned the thieves and bandits were working together. Now who's not paying attention?
Oh, okay.
Apparently the bandits haven't paid attention to the fact that the thieves have already been killed.
Well, you know.
They could, I suppose, be thinking, hey, that means we get all the loot.
So I take it the girl is going to die in these because she is in fact wearing a red shirt.
Actually, she doesn't die in this series, at least out of the games I played.
Well, poor design then.
Right? Although she doesn't wear this outfit in any of the other games. I guess she wanted to avoid that stereotype. Now, Ricky dies in one of the games and then he comes back because can't have a new character.
That's right.
Gotta stay with what we know, which means Ichigoya and Onikage forever. Guys just sitting there thinking, hey.
Bro looked right at you and was like, oh, that seems
Well, his blindness is his curse. I can relate.
touche, sir.
Yeah, these guys don't pay very much attention. I wonder if I put this on a harder difficulty, if they would notice you more.
It's possible, but I'm also guessing that considering like mission 1, too,
Right?
it might be a thing where it's like, okay, we're just trying to be nice about the whole thing for you.
Well, that, and I don't know if there's a difficulty select on here. I can't remember finding one.
I'm gonna say, like, this seems like it's from the generation where it's like, you're just gonna play.
Yeah. I know Tomb Raider didn't have a difficulty selection.
Yeah.
I really wish there were some buildings to jump up on and use your grappling hook on. In the first game, there were a lot of levels where you could climb on buildings and then jump down on people.
Yeah, like
Which
the
was a lot of
death
fun.
from above style.
Yeah, which
Yeah.
was a lot of fun.
Yes.
We don't get that in this game, really.
I appreciate that she at least keeps her weapons in front of her.
Yeah, she's a lot better prepared than Ricky is. I don't know who thought that animation was a good choice.
She's got the defensive stance going with from the bottom of the hand rather than the top of the hand on the old left hand there. And then the stabby
Right.
stabby with the right hand.
Yeah, she knows what she's doing.
Yeah.
Tell you what.
Like she got some training.
Yeah. And they acknowledged that she got some training too. They didn't really talk about Ricky too much.
No, they're just like, oh, he's good at this.
Yeah. He's so good he can fight with his sword tied behind his back.
That's right.
Yeah, that always bugs me with his sword. I don't know who thought that was a good idea.
So the soundtrack that you put on it, is it like the animal noises? Is that native or is that part of the soundtrack?
That is actually native. So this level has a lot more sound than
Yeah.
Ricky's version of this level. I think there were
Yes, I've
just some cicadas or something in the background.
Yeah.
Whereas in this one, we get the stock wolf and owl sounds.
Yes.
So good on the developers for at least doing that. It's just,
Yeah, I mean a little something.
yeah, it's just, the soundscape of this game still feels pretty dead without music.
Yeah. I do appreciate their quest for realism because there wouldn't be musical background in reality.
True, and apparently
But-
there's a portion of the fan base that doesn't like having music on these levels, but I know you can turn that off, so you don't have to play with it if you don't want to.
How did you get in here?
Which, you know, options, always a good thing. Which means it would be nice if we had the option to have a soundtrack in this game.
Yes. So most modern games, at least you can like turn off, turn on kind
Yeah.
of stuff.
Now, oddly enough, this game has a mission editor, so you can create your own missions. It's still just using the assets from the game, but you can
Right.
still create your own missions. Those levels have music.
That's fantastic.
I'll be using some of it throughout this playthrough as well. It's not great music, but it's still music nonetheless. So,
Oh, sneaky, sneaky.
Someone there?
yeah. No, nobody's here. Go back to fucking your mother.
I appreciate how quickly the blood kind of evaporates.
Yeah.
Like, no more of that.
I'm just happy the enemies don't despawn when you kill them or blink out of existence.
Yeah.
Because this was still the era in games where that happened a lot. I think the first Tenchu was actually the first time I ever played a game where the enemies didn't blink out of existence when you killed them. Then again, that was the first PS1 game I ever played.
Yeah.
I remember being quite impressed back in the day.
Just want to point out, There are a bunch of modern games where if you leave the area and come back, the bodies are gone.
I actually don't mind that too much. I assume that helps save the game on resources or things it has to load.
Oh yeah, I mean like render and whatnot, but still.
Yeah, I think Resident Evil does that too. When you leave a room and you come back, the bodies are gone.
Now, granted, I am thinking from a PC perspective when I make the commentary, where it's
Right.
like, yeah, your game's not really overtaxing the PC anyway.
Right.
So,
True that, true that. Although I never played it until a few months ago, the original Tomb Raider, when you killed enemies, those bodies stuck around for a while.
Look here, a pretty little flower among the weeds.
You're the head idiot around here, aren't you?
I am the mighty Boron. I lead the mountain bandits.
Knew it.
Huh? How?
I'll tell you in a minute.
all right, settle down there, wannabe Deadpool.
Right? So that is something about her campaign that I don't love. The dialogue is a lot more childish, which gets annoying. And I don't just mean from her perspective. I mean from the characters she interacts with too.
Yeah.
It gets kind of annoying. It doesn't feel like Ayami. Now they will talk about that at the end of this game and try to explain the change because she's very different in the later games. Well, earlier game as well, considering the first game actually takes place after this. But they do actually try to explain that at least.
Well, you
But
know,
still.
look, you can go from not having seen some shit to having seen some shit.
Right, fair enough. And she is still a wise ass in every game pretty much from what I remember.
Okay.
So I do appreciate that at least.
Yeah, I mean, at least they try to, you know, have a storyline cohesion.
Right. Now, of course, her dialogue in the first game is suspect at times, but that was back in the day and age where voice acting and dialogue in games was kind of an afterthought anyways.
Right.
Every now and again, they had a few good lines.
Right. Like right now would be a great time to have some sort of distance weapon.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
That'd be
Some
kind of
sort of
nice.
Maybe a throwable of some sort.
I do have some throwables, but no, I'm not using them.
You don't seem to be overly taxed by this anyway, but
No, I did have to try this fight a couple of times, but no. I do try not to use items in these missions just because, but I am going to use some in the boss fight or her in the next level.
No! Oh!
I knew you had to be in charge because you stink worse than the others.
Well, that's it for this video. Thanks for watching, and we will see you all next time with more Tenchu, Birth of the Stealth Assassins.